Hi again, and welcome to It's Not Rocket Science, 5 questions over coffee. I haven't actually got a coffee today. I'm already over caffeinated, so this is just some water. But I'm here today with Simone Vincenzi. I don't know if you've got a coffee with you, Simone.
I don't. I'm over caffeinated as well. The same thing.
Simone is a multi-award-winning serial entrepreneur and author. He's helped to launch more than 500 profitable businesses before he reached the age of 30, which sounds really impressive. His company is GTeX, and he's passionate about building thriving community-led businesses where the members are the core and essence of the decisions and development of ideas. Simone, I am really looking forward to the discussion today, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me here, and I can't wait to get started. Thank you for inviting
Terrific.
me
Well,
as
let's
well.
start then with my first question, which is so describe your ideal client, the perfect person that you help with your business GTech.
Yeah, people that we work with are people that are generally running service-based businesses, and what they are very driven by a sense of community. They're very driven by making a difference. They're very driven by making an impact. And they've got a core expertise or something that they are doing or something that they want to be known for, and they want to get their voice out there. They want to get seen. They want to get known. They want to make a difference with their voice because they realize that they have some skills that can definitely help other people. And but having a voice and uh, having a story or running a business, they are two different things, right? So then they stumble across and say, I want to run a business, and they might get a few clients, and then at some point they get stuck. And so that's where we come in, and that's the kind of people that we work with.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and that leads us very nicely onto the second question, which is those people that have got stuck. They've often tried things themselves. What are the mistakes you see them making, and how do you help them to overcome some of those mistakes?
Yeah, I think that the biggest mistake that they make is that they only realize what they need when it's too late. For example, they work on their offers and they work on creating a launch, and then they realize that actually they don't have an audience or they don't have a community that is ready to buy their offers. And they realize it often after. Because I think that when you're running a business, in particular if it is your first time or if it is a new industry, it's easy to get caught up into the doing, and there are millions of things to take care of. There are millions of hats that we are wearing all the time. And it's easy to lose focus on really what's important or what's gonna make my launch successful, what's gonna make things work. And I think there are three things that can solve this problem. One is a community. So having a focus on building your own community and people that they love what you're doing, they respect you, they want to buy from you, they want to listen, they share what you create, and they are your biggest fans. Then the second part is lack of visibility and actually becoming really visible to their audience. Because if they don't know that you exist, then how the heck they're going to be part of your community or even buy? And then the third part is your recurring revenues. I think that a lot of people get stressed with like to get my next client and my next client and my next client and my next client. Uh, and that's why they forget to build their community and be visible. And it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you focus on your recurring revenues, what's happened is that now you have like a good basic income, you have a good stable business, and then you have more freedom to other things.
Yeah, having a stable business or having stable things that you can offer is so much easier and so much it's easy to sort of to relax into that once you've built the audience, once you've built the people around you who you know are there to become the prospective customers, aren't they?
Exactly, absolutely, absolutely, and it is a consistent work. It's not something that you can do day in and day out. Or I can do 1 month and 1 month off. Is a
Feast and
consistent
famine. You
effort.
it's something you see often with people who are starting a business. They work really hard in order to be able to sort of generate all the ideas, and then they get a client or they get customers and they get busy doing things for them, and then they
Yep.
forget they have to go back and start generating new customers. Otherwise, they have a month off when they're suddenly thinking, I've delivered all those projects. Where are all my customers again? You spend the next month building all those customers back up, don't you? That feast and famine is a very common early stage problem.
100%. And I believe that I think that can put things in perspective. In business, often you get paid 3 to 6 months down the line for the work that you're doing today. And so the work that you're doing today is what is going to prepare your business for the next 3 to 6 months, not for the revenues now. And so if you stop doing the work today, you don't suffer today, but you suffer 3 to 6 months down the line.
Yes.
Well, if you do the work today and day after day, then you can future-proof your business in this way by being visible, build your community, have a system with the recurring revenues, and then it increases organically. And now you have something that you actually really solid, that gives you space, that gives you freedom to do other things, that or invest in your business or grow it, hire more team members, and so on.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So we have scrolling across the screen at the bottom your website, and I'm hoping that there's some valuable free resources at the website at gtex.org.uk, which community-based leaders and the people you're talking to at the moment could go and get those valuable resources from.
Absolutely. There's plenty of free resources there on the website, starting from our podcast, the Expert to Authority show that everyone can listen to, as well as we have a training on understanding how to build your community and visibility and recurring revenues. So check it out, and have a look around. In particular, that training is going to be incredibly valuable.
Brilliant. So is there a particular concept, program, or book which you have found most impactful in your experience, and what's the impact it's had that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so I'm Italian, right?
No,
I'm Italian.
I hadn't guessed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you got it. But being Italian, I'm very family oriented. That's why I'm a big believer in the power of communities. That's why I'm a big believer in the power of building a circle that is closer than just a following that you have on social media or a number on your mailing list. It's a very tighter network of clients, partners, people that are really there for you and your business, and you are there for them in return. And there is a great book from Seth Godin, which I absolutely love, and it's called Tribes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you read that book or you heard of it. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Very good book. Very, very good book.
Yeah, and it's great because it talks about how human beings come together into communities, and how leaders can interact in communities so that they can stand out from the crowd while creating something meaningful for society. Incredible book, and with big influence in the work that we are doing.
Yeah, very good book. Very good book. So Simone, I am sure there is a question that is on your mind at the moment. You're thinking, oh, I wish he would ask me this question. So what's the question that you would like me to have asked you during this interview? And then answer that question for us. Otherwise, we're going to be spending the next several hours wondering why it is you asked that question and have no answer for it.
Okay, the question is, what are the only two reasons why businesses go out of business? The only two reasons.
And I would guess that it's not for a lack of ideas and often for lack of potential customers, is it?
Exactly. So one is actually they do something illegal. If you do something illegal, you're out of business. The second one is they run out of money.
Cash flow. Cash flow is the key reason that so many businesses run out of steam, isn't it? I've watched it myself many times. And do you know something, Vincent, Simone? I often say to people that I'm working with, and they will tell me, and this is particularly true of those community-based leaders who will say, but I'm not worried about the money. The money will happen. And I should turn around to them and say, the money is what you have to worry about. You should be thinking about that, because if you don't have the money, you can't serve your community.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's why, in particular, if your purpose and your heart is not going to pay the bills.
No.
Unless you make it into a business, which now it means learning about sales, marketing, conversions, running the community, becoming visible. And that's the game. And that's why a lot of people don't succeed at business, because instead of they are too in love with their purpose and their passion compared to being in love of running a business. And
You have to
I think
balance.
that if you need to combine both to have a successful business. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong to do your work for charity. I'm not saying that there is something wrong and that everyone now needs to have a business, or you're wrong for that. But if you want to have a successful business, you need to fall in love with money. You need to fall in love with running a business, and implement your purpose into it. And now you have personal fulfillment and financial fulfillment together.
You're absolutely right, Simone. I love that. I mean, you're absolutely spot on with that. I do so worry about those people that don't worry about the money because they can't continue to serve the purpose that they have, the purpose-led life and the purpose-led business that they have. If they're not able to pay the bills, that will cause the business to fail. So yes, people, you do need to worry about the bills. You do need to worry about whether or not that invoice has been paid, and you need to ring the person and say, that invoice hasn't been paid. I need the money because otherwise I can't keep helping you. That's a really important thing.
100%. 100%.
Simone, this has been a really brilliant chat. I really appreciate you spending some time talking to us. Folks, this is why we do these things, because we love to get people like Simone on who's got really great ideas about how to build really important businesses. And if you want to hear about the people we've got coming on, if you were on the newsletter list yesterday, you got an email from me saying join today's call to listen to Simone talk about his business. Get onto that newsletter list by subscribing to it at tca.fyi. Very simple, tca.fyi/subscribe. That's tca.fyi/subscribe. Get onto that list and get onto hearing about some of the wonderful things that people like Simone are doing. And if you like some of what we're doing here on the podcast, can you rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify? Tell everybody what a great job people like Simone are doing, and tell the world that we're trying to help expose more of the sort of great businesses like Simone's doing. Simone, thank you so much for coming on and spending a few minutes with us. I really appreciate the time you've taken, and it's great to hear some of the stuff that you're currently doing with GTeX.
Thank you very much, Stuart. I really appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure being here.
No problem. Thank you.